So let me say this very quickly. I was having a conversation, and basically I was saying that in Hebrews, I believe it's like the end of chapter 11, maybe the end of chapter 12, it says, let us boldly approach the throne of grace to where we can receive from Christ in the time of need. The reason why, the very real and literal reason why we can receive grace from Jesus in the time of need is because Jesus was touched with our infirmities. We can literally receive grace from Jesus for anything that we as humans are going through because the word Jesus became flesh. And then I turned my attention to pastors who may use ChatGPT or may use other people's sermons to preach. And I use that to say this. A lot of times you all are not giving grace over the pulpit because you haven't been through certain things. Now that's not all pastors, but it definitely is some pastors, to where you use ChatGPT or you use certain research or certain sermons that you haven't created because you want to look like something amongst people on a pulpit. You're like the people in Matthew chapter 6 that says, when you pray, be not as the hypocrites, or when you give alms, be not as the hypocrites, because they have their reward because you look like something to men. And I was saying in this conversation that a lot of times people preach over a pulpit and they give people not fruit, but they give people leaves. A lot of pastors, a lot of Christians in general as well, look like that tree that Jesus rebuked that was a synonym for Israel. Israel as a nation, Jesus came to Israel looking for fruit. And he did a prophetic act because he came up to a fig tree looking for fruit. And he expected fruit to be on the tree because the tree had all the signs of fruit. It had a bunch of leaves. And just to cut straight to the chase of what I was saying is, I was saying that a lot of leafy people, the only thing that they can give you in their preaching is leaves. They're going to make you look twice as much as a hypocrite as they are because that's all they can give you. They can't give you any real fruit. They can't give you the love, the joy, the peace, the long suffering, the meekness, the temperance, anything like that. They may tithe well. They may do all of this other stuff well. But when you come to eat off of their tree, they can't give you no love. They can't be patient with you. They can't be kind. All of the fruit that actually means something, they can't give you that because they are a leafy tree. They can't give you anything. So the detriment with listening to the type of preaching or any other believer that is leafy and doesn't have fruit is the best that they can give you is the best that Adam and Eve found from a fig leaf. They can hide their nakedness behind trees, but they can't give you fruit. Don't hang around leafy people because the best that they can ever give you is leaves to hide your nakedness. But they cannot wash you clean like the blood of the Lamb did. This is why we need to pay attention to the blood of the Lamb. This is why we need to pay attention to spirit-led, spirit-filled, and word-filled, Christ-centered teaching, because that is the fruit that's going to make you last and to make you endure. You don't want to listen to people that all they can give you is leaves. They want to make you look like something. You sit up under a hypocrite, you're going to be a hypocrite. You sit up under a hypocrite, you're not going to receive any grace to endure anything. There is no grace to be gotten because they have not been through what they're teaching you through. They've not been through that. You can always approach the throne of grace and find help in the time of need simply because Jesus has been touched with our infirmities. Even though he was God, he lessened himself and became a man and went through everything humanity had to go through for us. And there's a lot of people that's out there preaching messages because they're having a popularity contest and they want to look like something in this social media age, but they literally have nothing on their vine. And the Lord is going to judge it. They literally have nothing on their vine. They're not abiding in the vine because they have no fruit. And the best that they can give you is leaves. Be careful of hypocrisy. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. People that tell you to tithe mint and cumin and all of this other stuff. And they tell you to do stuff because they want glory out of your flesh. But they cannot give you any fruit. Beware.